Pull up a chair, little laugh, little truth to share with grace to care. Together for the ones who hold it off through the late calls, long hauls, coffee cold on the counter again. But your heart keeps showing up, my friend. Grief and grit and every gift you give it. This is where your purpose meets your living. You don't have to carry every weight alone. We're cheering as you find your way back home. You never meant to walk this road out on your own. We're grace to care together. Here with Fern and Jessica, telling stories, lifting you up. Every tear, every quiet fight, there's a little bit of glory in your night. Every red and every gift you're giving. This is where your purpose meets your living. Yeah. Yeah. You don't have to carry every weight alone. We're cheering as you find your way back home. You never meant to walk this road out on your own. We're grace to care together. When it's heavy and your hope feels thin, press play, let a new strength in. Every voice here says you belong, you're seen, you're held, you're strong. In caregiving, you're never meant to walk alone. We're grace to care together. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Welcome to Grace to Care. Take a breath, pull up a chair, little laugh, little truth to share with Grace to Care. Together for the ones who hold it off through the late calls, long hauls, coffee cold on the counter again. But your heart keeps showing up, my friend. Grief and grit and every gift you give it. This is where your purpose meets your living. You don't have to carry every weight alone. We're cheering as you find your way back home. You never meant to walk this road out on your own. We're grace to care together. With Fern and Jessica, telling stories, lifting you up. Every tear, every fight, there's a little bit of glory in your life. Get it, this way, purpose meets your living. Oh, don't have to carry every weight alone. Cheering, find your way back home. Never miss a walk this road out on your own. We're grace to care together.
Hello, hello. Good afternoon. Can you hear me, Miss Miriam?
Yes, madam. I can hear you very well.
Good. We can't see you right now, but I can hear you. So,
Let's see if I can fix that.
There you are.
Hi, Jess.
Welcome,
Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
How are you doing?
I'm good. It's been a busy week already.
I believe that. Yes.
Yeah. Already busy. So it's that end of the year though, right? We're in that space where school's wrapping up and people are in that recitals, sports games, getting ready to transition to summertime.
All that fun stuff.
all the fun stuff. I was telling somebody the other day, I was like, my brain has always functioned on the academic calendar. I think because even though I don't have children, I've always worked with children, and so I just even my brain goes into summertime mode, even though I'm still working and doing
Yes.
all the things. Get to summertime mode.
I get that
Absolutely.
100%. I
How are
still
you?
think about like, oh, I can do something else. I don't have to wait this summer. It's still a part of the mindset, if you will.
Absolutely. I think there's just something about those longer days. And oh, look, here's my paws on the porch
It's
animal. So,
Ooh.
I think he's under the weather a little bit today, so he's been a little bit clingy. Um, so, how have you ladies been this week? So we're saying hello to our people out there.
Yeah, it's been a great week. I've been in heaven this week. My son was home visiting for Mother's
Nice.
Day, and we just had a wonderful time.
Absolutely. Same here. It's just a great week, a great time, just enjoying it. The weather switched up on us. It started getting hot, and then before we know it, it got cold again here. But I tell you what, it's still been a great week.
Absolutely.
It has. It's so this is my zone, right? Like we're in my temperature zone, so I'm loving it. I'm loving this vestiges of spring before summer hits.
Yes, it's absolutely beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Well, we want to say welcome to you guys. I see a few of you out there joining us. We want to hear from you. Let us know you're here, and yeah. So welcome, happy Friday, or hello, it is Wednesday, y'all. I'm jumping ahead to that's the kind of week it's been. Friday is here. No, happy
Absolutely.
Wednesday. We are pausing midweek, Jessica. So I see Mary Rose out there, and I saw Gloria. So welcome, ladies. As we're talking about the end of school, wrapping up and transitioning into summer, I love what you put out there for us to talk about today, Miriam, and that is teachers, right? This is the season where we celebrate teachers in a big way. We say thank you to them. And I'm not in school presently, but there are many people who still teach me in my life today. So, but really about the impact of teachers. As we're here, some of you may have children or grandchildren who you get to be involved with teachers even in this season of life. You may be in school and have your own, even in the midst of caregiving. And so we just want to talk about that today. Let's talk about who have been those teachers who've impacted our lives, and in what way did they do that, and why were they so important to you? And so we want to hear from you. Who were those people? Hello. So yes. So how about it, ladies? And we want to hear from you guys in the chat too. Tell us, who were the people, the teachers who have had impact in your lives?
Well, listen, I have a list of them. I was like, oh my goodness, who am I gonna, who would I put out there? Who was my favorite out there? Hey, Desiree, out there in California. But listen, I had one that I had to put on the list. Her name was Miss Evelyn D. Moon. And what was amazing is she was not my teacher.
Mm-hmm.
She was the fifth grade teacher on the hall. My fifth grade teacher was Mr. John Fabrizi, and I loved him. But I was such a disruptor that he would go and get Miss Evelyn D. Moon, and she would come in there. She was a sharp sister. Oh my gosh, she was dressed to the nines. And she come in that room and she have her little ruler in her hand and she tap it on my desk. She says, get up and come on and let's go with me. You're going to have a little dignity and a little respect. And she would take me out of that fifth grade class to her class. Oh my goodness. It was so, I loved her so much because she gave to him what he didn't culturally know how to interact with me, but he knew there was something there that could be developed. So he reached across the hall to grab Miss Moon, and she took that with pride, so much so that she took me to her home to spend the night. And she brought me the most loveliest pajamas. And from that day, 5th grade on, I fell in love with pajamas and always said, I have to have pajamas because of Miss Evelyn D. Bloom. A little dignity and respect.
Just a little bit. Aretha may have gotten that from her. A little bit of respect.
Yes.
What a profound message for a 5th grader. Dignity and respect.
Yeah.
We got Mr.
I'm sorry, go
Mr.
ahead.
Todd.
Yes.
I was
Yes.
just reading. Mr. Todd, a high school teacher. They just high school teacher. Absolutely. How about for you, Miriam? Oh,
Yes,
got another one.
I'm like Fern. I have 3 people I want to talk about today. And Glow, some of these are going to resonate with you. And Fern, one will resonate with you, but I don't know if either of you know this story. The first one is Hattie Mae Williams, my godmother. So I knew her before Head Start program. I'm a product of the Head Start program. And my mother would drop me at her home, and I would ride to school with her. And one day in Head Start, I asked her, would you be my godmother? And that's the way that happened for me. But she was caring for me. She was a caregiver to children. Many of the preschool teachers are, right? So she was such a wonderful, stern woman. And I just wanted to get to know her more. And she passed away a few years back, 2019, but she was the most beautiful woman ever. And she always basked in the fact that I asked her to be my godmother. And she was just wonderful. My second person I'm going to go with is elementary school, Mrs. Rhett. She taught me a lesson that I carry with me every single day. And it helps me to be more flexible because I can be very rigid. And we'll talk about that from Mr. Graham, my high school teacher. So, but with Mrs. Rhett, she told me something. She said, Harris, and that's my maiden name, if it says and, you have to do both. I've never forgotten that. And it just sticks with me. And I always, like, whatever it is, if it's and, I think about Mrs. Red, and I know that I have to do both. And I can't read it as an or, as if I have a choice. So she was so, oh man, so good to me, Mrs. Red was. And then the last one will be Mr. Stephen Graham. And he was my math teacher. Mr. Graham, we lived on, I guess, the east side of town. Mr. Graham lived on the west side of town, and you probably can't do this today, but he took me and another one of our classmates to his home to show us what was possible. And exposure is everything. And I really felt like I got a chance to see what was possible first through the eyes of Mr. Graham. So, okay, I'm getting here. Teachers had a profound impact on me, and I'm just so glad that they've been a part of my village.
That's the real impact of teachers, right? They shape our lives. It is an emotional thing because it's people who invested, right? Like what I love about what both of you just shared is it was people who went above just the literal thing of their job, right? They went beyond to invest. And we've got some big names out here for our folks with Gloria says Mrs. Matthews, and DeJore says Shalimar Anderson Horsley, which is now her business partner. So a teacher that relationship grew, right? So love that we all have those people, right? Gloria says my mother's. Yep.
Gloria, I remember Mrs. Matthews, one of our high school teachers. Absolutely. She was strict. She was firm. Oh my goodness. Yes, I remember her. And she was simply the best.
I think I have a few myself. I had a teacher in 4th grade that we moved up as a class with her to 5th grade. So we got to have her for 2 years. And that was so special because it really did a lot, I think, for all of us because we got to build relationships with friends. But she was so special. She's one of the reasons I fell in love with studying World War II and just really loved learning. And she actually had been adopted by a double spy from World War II. So she really helped us fall in love with that. And she was from Austria. And so that was really fun. But a couple other people, I had a professor in college, and his name was Dr. Greg Moffitt, and he was an expert child psychologist. He also does some teaching profiling and profiling with the FBI, and humblest, meekest man I've ever known. Just love the Lord. But it was a running joke. I have a nickname in college because he just called me Jennifer 50% of the time. It's the plight of a Jessica or a Jennifer. It's a thing. But he called on me for everything. Like the class would laugh. It was so comical because he just singled me out for everything. And so when he was misnaming me, it was funny. But I asked him, I was like, why are you doing that? And he said, it's just my thing. Like when I see potential in somebody and it needs to come up, like I gotta dig in. And so and he told me one time, he yelled at me like I was in trouble, and the whole class froze because he was like, I need to see you after class. And I was like, what did I do? He's like, you didn't do anything wrong. I was like, do you hear yourself? It sounds like I did something wrong. And he said, I just want to talk to you about the future. And he said, I could see you being my boss one day. Wow. Which is why I won't let it go. You know, he said, you could go all the way and I'm not going to let you settle. And I was like, okay. And I think my other one, she actually wasn't a teacher. She was a boss I had. I worked in a preschool I started my senior year of high school and worked through college and graduate school there. And I worked in management by the time I left. And the director, she was consistent the whole time, but she just kept giving me things. She gave me more to do, because same thing as my professor. She was just calling me up into potential I didn't even know I had. And that was such a gift in those seasons of my life. Mary Rose says, elementary Mrs. Davis. She had fire and passion. Those are good teachers. She determined to pour hope and gratefulness into me. Ninth grade, Miss Beasley saved me in my teen years. Community college in Ohio, Mrs. Lucille. So I love this conversation because there's so much value in teachers. And it may not always just be a literal teacher. There could be other people who've taught significant lessons. But she said, Lucille gave me a life compass, wisdom and care. Undergrad, Dr. McCall pushed me out of my shell. I love this conversation, and I'm loving to hear from you guys because there's just so much valuable. I'll let you share that one, Miriam.
Ray said his elementary principal and teachers set the tone with school rules. Yeah, you needed some rules and following their instructions. They didn't call home to report you. They handled the situation on the spot. That is so true. They were empowered to handle the situation, and our parents supported them.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you for sharing, Ray.
So I just love this because we can be that person and in somebody's life, and you may be that as a caregiver, you know, as you're doing that, and your care recipient might be teaching you too. But we just wanted to pause today as we're here in the end of the school year and just reflect. Some of us, it's reflection. For some of us, we're living it with our kids and our grandkids, right? And just say thank you to teachers, right? We're just thanking teachers. And then so thank you for joining us today as we paused on the porch and we just paid honor to those people who've had impact in our lives. And we hope this was a good breather, good just short conversation as we could be thankful. And we'll look forward to seeing you guys next week. We have an episode drop next week, a new one. So look out for that. And then we'll be back here to pause on the porch where we get to just have that breather midweek. So thanks for joining us, and you guys have a great rest of your week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Together.